Hello, Scouting Hot Finds Insiders. Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper. You know, when I set up this Patreon group, I kind of imagined the content that I would want to make exclusive so that you would feel like you were supporting me, but also maybe getting something that other folks weren't. And so what I wanted to do today was give you an exclusive video. It's not really an after the unboxing. It's not an inside the warehouse. It's almost like a special collection that I feel like I need to share with someone. And so I wanted to share it with all of my insiders, no matter what your subscription level is. So here's the story. Sometimes as a person who's sort of a memorabilia dealer, I am contacted by people who have a collection that I want to buy, not because I want to resell it, but because I really want to keep it for myself. I want to put it into a display. I want to take it to summer camp. I want to take it to a scout meeting. I want to show people what's in there because I think it's so cool. Now, unfortunately, this collection actually set me back a lot of money. I think the woman who agreed to sell it to me, she had already been contacted by someone, or maybe she'd already contacted someone and been offered a nice sum of money for it. But when I kind of expressed how interested I was, I agreed to raise the offer and kind of, I guess, outbid, if you will, the competition. And she agreed to sell this collection to me. So you might wonder what's in these two boxes. That's got me kind of excited. So let me cut it open and show you. And again, this is not really a traditional unboxing, but it's just something that I number one, I need to do. She's anxious to hear my reaction to what's inside the boxes. And so I need to communicate that with her. And number two, I just can't stand having these in my office another day without opening them. But I've already shot a bunch of unboxing videos for the rest of the month of March and going into April, so I really don't need the content for that. So I want to share it with you all. All right, I'm going to open this one first. I think this huge box, which actually doesn't weigh very much, contains her father's hat, maybe a couple of other things. So here's why I'm so excited. I'm so excited because this woman who is 70 years old, her dad went to the 1929 Jamboree as a scout. And it wasn't just that he went, he was a correspondent who took lots and lots and lots of pictures, who sent stories home to the newspaper, who was an Eagle Scout, who earned a crap ton of merit badges, etc., etc. My only regrets with this collection is that she has given the Eagle Medal to her son a long time ago, and although I've reached out, I don't see any hope of the son agreeing to sell me Grandpa's old Eagle Medal, and she's not sure where Dad's shirt is. Somewhere is Dad's shirt. So let's see what I am getting, which is going to make a super awesome display. Okay, so here's what was in that box, and man, it was well packed. Just check out this mountain of bubble wrap and paper that I hopefully recycle and use when I'm moving out stuff myself. This was her dad's hat. You'll see in some of the pictures in the scrapbook, he's wearing this hat on his trip to the 1929 World Scout Jamboree. More packing paper. So, you know, very cool, super vintage hat. You can see here, I believe that's going to be a senior patrol leader pin or assistant senior patrol leader. I forget, because they did switch it at one point where they went from having 2.5 bars, meaning one or the other. Obviously, BSA, this is a leather thing here. And so this is a Scoutmaster hat. It's a large, just a beautiful, beautiful hat. Really in good shape, considering that he wore this at the 1929 World Scout Jamboree. But again, I think it's going to be a great piece to show off. Inside the box, however, there's something even better that I will look forward to showing off. And that is this. All right. When I was researching this collection, I actually did send a picture of this merit badge sash to Ron Oslin, and I asked him, you know, what do you kind of think this is? Because I was trying to price the collection and see if I was paying way too much. And guys, it turns out I paid way too much because there's not that many rare merit badges on this. If he got his Eagle in the 1920s, then he doesn't have any of those extremely scarce teen varieties. But here's the thing about this sash that I think is really going to pop. It is full. Okay, I haven't counted it, but if you go down both sides, This thing is absolutely full. I've never had a square merit badge sash look like this before. It is pretty popping. Now there is that weather right there with the shooting star that's pretty cool. We also have a couple of the farming badges there. So there are some really nice square merit badges on here. Of course, aviation, architecture, some nice ones there. Right here, I think that's blacksmithing right there. So there are some pretty good ones. That's forestry. I mean, I could go through and name them, but if you're a Hot Finds Insider, you don't even need to tell you what merit badges there are. But just the fact that it's an entire Eagle Scout sash from a guy who went to the 29 Jamboree. I think this is super, super cool. And you know, when I take it to a scout meeting, I might take it to the scout meeting Thursday night. I'm gonna actually like let the scouts put it on just to kind of, you know, have that connection to the past. I just think this is one of the coolest sashes I've ever gotten in a collection. And so it all goes together. But wait, there's more. Well, as they say in the South, it took me a hot minute to unwrap all that stuff, but now I have a mountain of bubble wrap that I will be able to recycle. So here's what was inside there. There was a really cool suitcase I'll show you, and then also some scrapbooks. And so as I mentioned, he was sort of a hometown correspondent for his local newspaper. And here's his picture, and I believe what you're gonna find in here are all of the newspaper articles that he wrote back. And of course, I am just opening this for the first time. I've not looked in here. I've not read anything. I'm trying to be very gentle with it. But I think it'll be super cool to go through here and read these newspaper articles that he sent back regarding the World Jamboree. And so that will be a nice piece right there. Then there are two of these photo albums. And as again, the thing that really sold me about the collection, I got really excited about, was the idea that not only had he gone to the 29 World Jamboree, but also he was a shutterbug. And there are two photo albums full of pictures from that trip. And so there you can see his name. His first name was Alan. This is the shirt that I hope she will find someday that has his 1929 patch on it. And then also his Eagle Scout medal, which I know that her son has. A couple of the pictures want to fall out, so I'm going to be real gentle with this. But here's a picture of scouts going marching. Maybe I'll include some pictures, still images of these as I edit the video. There's pictures from the ship going over, told me this hilarious story, which I had not heard. Or maybe I heard from Russell Smart actually, that on this ship there actually were contestants for the Miss Universe pageant. And so the boys really enjoyed getting their picture taken with those beauties. So lots of pictures of the trip over. Here's one signed by someone, a postcard. And again, just really cool pictures. I can see trying to take these pictures and get copies made so that I could share them with more people. So that's just one of the albums. Again, I've never, you're seeing it for the first time just like me. So super, super cool. This looks like the whole troop from 1929. Pictures of the boys there. Again, just more and more pictures. So she wrapped this so careful. It's kind of a sign of the fact that she really felt like she was passing on a piece of her family history to me, and that's why she was so careful with it. And she sent me multiple emails following up recently to ask if I'd opened the box and kind of wanted to know my reaction. So that was another reason to jump on here and record this, because I knew that this was such a cool collection. I wanted to get it on camera, and I kind of wanted to share it with somebody. But not everybody's going to get excited about an old photo album. But when it's from the 1929 World Jamboree, that is pretty cool. Now, what's in the box? All right, the box itself to me is its own little jewel. So you look at all of these stickers that he put on here from his trip. I mean, he just loaded it up with all of these hotels and places in France where he had been for the World Scout Jamboree. And the inside here, I'm going to have to be very, very careful with this. I mean, extremely careful. This is a Scout memory book. So let me hold it up before I even try to open it. I got a couple things falling off, so this probably means I need to be very careful. But this is basically his, again, another scrapbook. And if we open this up, and again, I'll be very, very careful, it has more of his stuff that he put together, more of a decorative thing here. And there's all kinds of little tidbits that he glued in here, including this little cotton bale that I've seen these used at like the 37 Jamboree. And then again, just all the little knickknacks that I'll try to hold it up there, guys, that he collected at this Jamboree. You can imagine someone coming from the rural South, because he was from the South, going to this jamboree was just sort of an eye-opening, life-changing event. And he kept everything. I actually, I know a little bit of what he did here because when I went to England in the summer of 2000 to work on international camp staff, I came back and made a whole bulletin board full of all of my train tickets and maps and everything that I got, you know, maps of the underground in London and stuff, because it was such a cool trip for a little kid from the South. And so I can kind of appreciate what he was doing here. But again, just sort of an amazing, amazing collection of stuff. I have no idea anything in here is of value. Just for example, I guess I am coming across some pins. If I keep turning, I'm just trying to be so careful. I don't want to see anything else. So here there are some pins from other scout associations that he swapped for. And I have no idea what those are, but maybe some of them are pretty special and unique. Somebody could give me a heads up on that. But again, just a really, really cool album that, you know, it's just kind of one of these things. I mean, you know, I can see why it was such a big deal for her. Okay, here's a couple of patches. So I would, you know, if you haven't figured out, he was from Ruston, Louisiana. This is his United States contingent patch. I have no idea what that patch is. I will try to find out. Troop 11, and then I think that is, I think that's an assistant scoutmaster patch. I'm just not sure. That's the color combination looks familiar. I have no idea what this guy is right here. We've got some other pins here. Of course, that's a BSA pin. So I'll have to do a little homework there. Again, just trying to be very, very gentle as I turn this. These little scarves, more pictures. Yeah, I'm trying to be very careful. Okay. Yeah. Just look at all the stuff kind of dangling out the sides. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing thing. There's a few tidbits that are laying loose in here, like this little tiny miniature Eiffel Tower. How cool is that? Again, guy going to the 1929 World Scout Jamboree. So there you go. This is one of those collections that I just bought for myself. Nothing in here is going to get sold. As I sometimes jokingly say, people give me a hard time. I say this is one of those things that my children are going to have to sell because I have no intention of getting rid of this collection. I think it's really cool. But my job now will kind of be the caretaker of this and to make sure that other scouts get to see it. So maybe they would be inspired to go overseas like I did, or go overseas like William did, or Alan. I gotta get his name right. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Jason Spangler, the SanteeSwapper. Thank you so much for being a Scouting Hot Finds Insider. I promise you some exclusive content, and hopefully this video is a little piece of that. Something that I'm not sharing with anybody else. I'm not putting out on YouTube. I'm not putting on my website. It just lives here in the Patreon group, something that you can see. And again, I appreciate your support.